medicine, the ancient Ayurvedic medicine. So I discovered that this knowledge, which was once upon a time roaming the world, was only living today in India. That's what you call Hinduism, of course. I started reading more, and I discovered, of course, Swami Vivekananda. I read Sri Aurobindo further. I read some of the more modern thinkers. And again, I discovered that this knowledge is very precious not only to India but to the world. Because the world today has lost the meaning of what happens to who are we, who am I. It's not that I'm born and I die and then it's a blank. I'm a born Catholic, and my father was a very devout Catholic also. My uncle was a Catholic priest. Nice religion, but it doesn't explain to us what happens when we die. It just says, okay, you live and then you die, it's over. Either you go to hell, or you go to purgatory, or you go to heaven. Then what? What do you do there? So many questions we have that we don't know the answers. In this knowledge, the answers are there for humanity. And the biggest answer, the biggest gift of Hinduism, of that knowledge humanity, is that God manifests Himself at different times and with different names, with different scriptures. This is a simple knowledge in India, that God is one, but He is many also. This is why in India there are many forms of God which are adored. Christians and Muslims think that it's idolatry, but actually it is supreme knowledge that God is one, but He or she or it manifests different names, different times, different scriptures. Only thing we get stuck up, we get one scripture which is written 1400 years ago or 2000 years ago, and we think it is the only scripture. But it was written at a particular time, for a particular people, for a particular psyche. The Bible or the Quran, were scriptures written for the times then, for different mentalities. To apply them today is a difficult task. So I discovered again that Hindus are very plastic. They accept that God is many, and that there are different expressions of God. Thus, this acceptance of the other, that you may be different, I may be French, you may be Indian, you may be Christian, but I accept you. I may believe in my own God as a supreme God, but I accept that you believe differently, and I let you live peacefully. This is why throughout the ages in India, all minorities which were persecuted in their own homeland, whether Jews or the Parsis, the Tibetans today, the Armenians, you name it, all of them, they came to India and they settled peacefully in India. The first Christian community in the world was in India, the Christian Syrians, in the first century after Christ. They lived peacefully for many, many centuries. Nobody bothered them. They were integrated. And of course the Portuguese came and matters changed. So as I discovered this truth, it was a gradual discovery. Then I also realized that this great truth, this great knowledge is being attacked at the moment. It was attacked for many centuries. It was ferociously, savagely, with a lot of blood and destruction attacked. But it was always attacked by, there was only one foe at a time, whether it was Alexander the Greek, and the Huns later, and the Scythians. So many came, and then came of course the Arab invasions, which were particularly ferocious. But India, Hinduism, that knowledge withstood this attack. Because it's a very strong knowledge, it's in the people. As I said in the beginning, the simple villagers in India, they live that knowledge. They don't need to, think about it. They just live it naturally. Still today, 75% of India is villages. But I saw, because I'm a political journalist, and I started reporting politically from the early 80s, and that there were so many upheavals then. I saw that this knowledge was under attack, and then gradually I realized that it's attacked from all sides. You can't say it's a concerted attack. You can't say that Today Hinduism is attacked by enemies who talk to themselves and say, okay, let's attack together this knowledge. It just happened. It just happened that for different reasons, this knowledge has many enemies. Today in modern India, in 21st century India, as a political journalist, I can see that this knowledge is attacked from many sides at the same time. Whether it is the Christian conversion, after the tsunami was of course it was a natural catastrophe. It was not as huge as it was made by the Western press. For some reason, it caught the attention, and the imagination of the West, and billions of dollars poured into India after the tsunami. Now, when my wife and I would drive from Pondicherry to Madras, and I go very often on that road because I have to catch flights very often. There's a church every 100 meters now. Most of the fishing boats on the coast have been donated by Christian organizations. People are being converted, hospitals are being built. It's enormous. The Christian conversions happening in India are enormous. There is nothing wrong, switching religion if you do it from your own free will. But if you're converted because you're poor, because there are financial incentives, because you get free loans, free schooling, and people are poor in India still, it creates a havoc in the society. Because people, these converted Hindus are taught that, it is wrong to put a putu, it's wrong to do puja, it's wrong to go to it's a sin. You go to hell. No more life after that. You just go to hell straight. Forever. Indians are innocent people, they're fairly innocent people. So it does work. So Christian conversion is a real big threat at the moment. I am a born Christian, but I have to say that innocent Americans who donate money here thinking that this money will go towards alleviation of poverty do not know that it's used to convert people, convert in mass. It's just a competition for which sect, which Christian sect can convert more people and faster and build faster churches. And the funds are limited. This is a real problem, because then there are tensions. You can see it in Orissa, you can see it everywhere. Those who are converted, from the poor section, from the Adivasis or the tribalists, they have more money. And those who are not converted, who remain faithful to their Hindu faith, they are less privileged. So it creates tension. And then these two groups clash. And then of course the Indian press and the Western press say it is communal clashes. It is the Hindu fundamentalists who are going after, the poor Christians. But it's not so. It's just, social clashes, This conversion creates, tension. So it happens everywhere in India now. So this is one enemy. And of course, India is an island of democracy in the midst of an Asia, which is racked by many fundamentalism, whether it's Islamic fundamentalism, whether it's the Chinese threat for hegemony. The Chinese need a lot of space, they're expanding, they're ambitious. So India is a natural enemy, and then in competition with India, and they always try to, either humiliate India or block India's way to the UN Security Council, or, claim land which belongs to India, like Arunachal Pradesh. So Islamic fundamentalism, of course, is one of the, of the bigger realities, or one of the biggest threats there. And of course, there is Pakistan who has a nuclear bomb, there is Afghanistan who, as soon as the United States will leave Afghanistan, will go back to its old ways. There is Indonesia, there is within India, some of the Muslims who feel that they're first Muslims and then Indians, so they don't feel any allegiance to India. So this is another enemy. Then of course, there is Westernization. Of course, there is Westernization of India. This is the biggest phenomenon. If you see so many countries, whether it's South Korea or Taiwan, who got Westernized, in the process they lost much of their culture and their soul. Westernization goes very fast. TVs, ads. The youth look. They want to be hip. They want to have a motorcycle. They want to look Western. The biggest fad now in India and the ads is how you can get whiter. What creams will make you, most Westerners spend their time, going on the beach and to get browner. They spend